male self-help to really attractive women doesn't even exist. It's not even a real, the way we look at astrology is how attractive women look at male self-help. It's not even real. My apartment is filled with women every weekend. I'm not trying to say this is a brag. It's just there's always girls.
It really is. I went over there and it smelled like sex in that room.
There's just like for EDC, there's like 7 girls in my bedroom, like getting ready. My place is always filled with girls. So sometimes we're all
cats.
We're cats.
Lots of cats.
I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
So we're sitting. We're like, I'll be laying in bed with my girlfriend, and other girls will be there, and they'll just be talking about whatever. And it's really funny to listen to them because it's very clear to me. Just follow me with this for a second. That women in general, and especially attractive women, don't believe that male self-help is real. They actually don't think it's real. They think it's this cute thing where guys like me and Wes Watson and Bradley are just tricking guys into paying us money in order to improve themselves. No, we know it's real. But I think that women, because again, what is female self-help? I went through puberty, I turned 22 and I was hot. That's female self-help. But for us, it's just when I listen to these women talk about like the guys they're into, it's like, if you come up and talk to me, if you're just hot, then I'll have sex with you because you're hot. I don't give a fuck about anything else. And I'm like, but that's not true. I watch these guys that you end up sleeping with, and they've put so much work into themselves to get to this point. And it just reminds me of the Rich Cooper quote, which is women do not care about your struggle. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. And your struggle, part of your struggle is self-help. Part of your struggle is the fact that you went through and you read The One Thing by Gary Keller. You read The E-Myth Revisited. You read How to Win Friends and Influence People. You sat there
Power Positive.
You read The Winner Effect. You read all these books, The Evolution of Desire, and you improved yourself. You went to the gym every day. You got your money up. You did all these things. For women, I truly believe that they don't think this is real. I truly believe that they think that the fate just came in and sprinkled some fairy dust on a guy named Chad that you just walked into, and that's the only guy. Because when I show them, I have one client.
He just gets it.
I have one client who's 5 feet tall. And this guy's surrounded by hot women all the time because my program works, MOAmentoring.com. But he's 5 feet tall. And when I explain to my girlfriend, hey, he actually gets a lot of women, she can't conceive of it. She can't conceive of it. But he did so much work on himself. He reads so much. He's in the gym all the time. He's got a thriving real estate business. And he throws parties with 200-300 girls.
What are those guys selling Sunset? Have you seen those guys?
Yeah.
They're like 5'4", 5'3".
Selling Orange County, one of the girls came on my show. Yeah.
You see the women he gets, right?
Again, when women have sex with those guys, it's like an exception, but they legitimately don't understand. They see that the guy has money, but they don't understand the work that went into getting the money.
Yeah. There's what I'm saying. This doesn't just fall into your lap.
But it's fate, man. It's magic. It's woo-woo magical thinking is what it boils down to. Because exactly what you're talking about. In my first book, I have a section there called Just Get It, right?
Yeah.
Just Get It means like guys would challenge me on this. They used to, not anymore. But they would say like, oh, so you're saying we have to read women's minds. I go, no, you just have to get it, because women will say, he just gets me. Why can't men just get it? Right? That was their whole thing. I'm like, okay, why are women saying this? The reason is that they want the complete package. They want a turnkey relationship. They want a guy who just gets it. And a guy that has to be told to be masculine, has to go to school, has to learn all these tricks, has to go to pickup artistry school, has to go to like Mr. Man school, right? He has to learn all this stuff.
And you got to fail forward.
The problem is if a woman finds out that you spent all this time learning to be who you are and learning how to be masculine, that's disingenuous.
Yes.
Because the guy who she wants to fuck and she wants to have babies with and she wants to have a perfect life with, he doesn't have to go to any of that. He's already naturally, descended from heaven, and he knows how to do that. He just gets it.
You might have the looks.
Right.
But you have to acquire the skill set.
Yes.
You have to acquire the weapons.
Which is exactly why I tell guys.
You have to get, how many no's do we have to go through, Michael?
Never tell women about the red pill. Never tell them that you are reading my book. Never tell them that you had to go to MOA to become a better man, the best version of yourself.
They think it's so
because
cute.
They want to think that fate smiled upon them and he walked in the door and he was this perfect guy just because that's how God made him. It's like, no, he had to earn all that. He had to build all that. He had to do all that.
We have battle stars, bro.
So one of the things, a couple of things happened. A couple of my clients went up to my girlfriend and they were like crying. They were like, I can't believe how much Michael changed my life. And it's like, she started to kind of get it. She was like, wait, this stuff actually fucking works? Really? Like they just don't, because my girlfriend is so pretty. She doesn't grasp that this stuff works. But I'll give you the ultimate proof of what I'm saying. If you're a gentleman out there and you've ever dated a bisexual woman and you guys have threesomes, one of the things that will happen is your girlfriend, in her estimation, the first time you guys had sex, she thinks it just happened. She doesn't realize that you had already called for the reservation at Mastro's, that you had, your car was clean, detailed beforehand, that you knew where the valet was, that you had
Manscaped, you did
she has
everything.
no idea all the work you put into it.
Your magical sex was the product of planning D-Day.
Yes. And then, so when the two of you go and try to have a threesome, she's like, well, I don't want to plan anything. I just want to let it just happen. You're like, no. Listen to me. Do you remember our first date? You're like, yeah. And then you just go over all these steps on all the things you had to do to make it work. And you explain to the girls, like, if we don't plan this out, it's not going to happen, because you still think this was magical. But once you're on my side of this and we're bringing women home, you're going to come to the realization that is not the truth. And then once they see it and they're like, oh, you're right. I see what you're saying. We have to get rid of that weird dude who's chasing her down. We actually have to make sure she rides with us back to the apartment. We actually have to make sure that if she likes vodka instead of tequila, we have what she
not
wants.
as spontaneous as
we
you
have
think
to
it
make
is.
sure we have to do all these things to make her feel comfortable.
You have to plan it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to plan it out.
Exactly.
Right?
You have to plan
None of that shit just happens.
Yeah, but the girl
it doesn't happen.
But the girl doesn't grasp that at first. She thinks because it just happened for her that it's just going to happen when you pull another girl home. And then once she comes to that realization, she's like, oh fuck. Oh, now I understand. That's why we have this incredibly comfortable house that's right next to the strip. Oh, now I get it. But the thing is, that's what I'm talking about. Male self-help to really attractive women doesn't even exist. It's not even a real. The way we look at astrology is how attractive women look at male self-help. It's not even real, except for one thing: money. They do believe if you get more money, you'll get hotter girls. But other than that, they do not believe.
But even then, you can come into Vegas with a lot of money, and a girl's just going to see you in the hotel. You have no status at that point. You still got to prove yourself. You still have to have skills.
Yes.
You still got to have this power of the spoken word. You got
at the very least, the perception.
From our
100%.
From our standpoint, of course, we know male self-help works. Of course, we know
100%.
that. My point is, from their standpoint, it's not even. It's like trying to explain to a fish what water is. They don't even know that it exists. They literally think every time they fucked Kyler or Chad, that they did so because he just magically, due to fate, happened to look and act and behave that way, and was that level of mature just automatically. They don't understand the fucking tens of thousands of hours that went into that man to make him those things, and they don't fucking care because they don't have any reason to care, because female self-help is a personal trainer. That's why it's so different for them. Like, they don't have the same. A plastic surgeon. That's what female self-help is.
100%.
And so, I'm sorry, as far as sexual market value, I'm not talking about if you're trying to run a real estate agency, it's totally different. Your personal self-worth and your sexual market value.
Total market value. Exactly. I talk about that. Yes. Total market value versus look,
sexual market value versus internal self-worth for men are the same thing. The fact that
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
They're the same thing. For a woman, they are two different things. I have some female friends that are absolutely some of the most accomplished, wonderful women I've ever met in my life, and I would never stick my dick in them because they're fucking crazy and they're so goddamn bossy. But I love them as people, and I will go to their funeral and I will go to their wedding, but I am not interested in dating them. And then there's other women who have incredibly high sexual market value, and they bring me peace. They're incredibly fun to hang out with. They make my life easier, and they pull in the same direction as me. These are two different types of women. For men, it's the same thing. My leadership qualities, my ability to make money, and my physique give me higher personal self-worth and higher sexual market value. For women, they're two different things.